I am so glad you are here. I'm Liz. This is our special guest. This is Emrys Abner.
Hey.
We will be talking very soon. But as you know, we like to do all the things. So I'm showing off today. What am I wearing? This is one of Jerry's imports. Is this not gorgeous? Is that not beautiful? It's a fabulous piece. And don't forget, Jerry technically is retired, so she brings us very little anymore. But every time you buy something, you help support her retirement. I've also got these lovely 3 metal rings on my pinky fingers. They're also hers. And I took them off for a moment because they're a little big for my little fingers. But a malachite ring from Tracy's Treasures and an amazonite ring from Tracy's Treasures. Are they not gorgeous? But they are a little slippy on my hands, so I tried. And what are we drinking? What are we drinking today? You know, I made this yesterday. I let it steep overnight. So I know there's eleuthero in here because there's perpetual eleuthero in here. It's my favorite adaptogenic herb. There's rhodiola. I treated myself to a little rhodiola. That's gotten very pricey lately, but I haven't had it in a while, and it's delicious. And some oat straw and some lemon balm, and it's delicious. And part of the reason it's delicious is I need it. And I find you like the taste of the herbs you need. Your body's pretty clear about some of it. Anyway, so what is going on? What's happening? Well, this Friday we have a book signing party. And I do mean party because, as I have teased before, this gentleman is also a musician. And there are...
Oh, wait, if you can see the tattoo.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful guitar tattoo. It's a great guitar tattoo.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a guitar present, perhaps other musicians. I'm just teasing. I don't know. And I am happy to stay open late if we're having a great time. So I'll be there by... You're getting there at like 3, right?
Yeah, about 3.
About 3. I will not be there for that moment, but I will get there about a half hour later with, a typically truculent teenager in tow. And then I will be happy to stay late if you guys want to come party and have a great time. But it's to celebrate the first book, Solomonic Pentacles. It's going to be fabulous, and we're going to get into it today. So that's the first event, this Friday, the 10th of October, book launch party. So exciting. We'll have a few bevies, a few nibbles out too. Saturday, our brand new rune reader has already kicked off his runes class. It's starting this Saturday, the 11th. It should be really good. We were talking about it yesterday, talking about like books that he likes and books that I like on the subject, because Paxton's amazing and I just don't know what else to say. So we have secreted away Paxton's book on runes so that it's here as an example for the people who attend the class. That's a by donation divination class. So get ready for that one. Tune in for that. You can find it on our website if you want more details. The following Sunday, Nancy Antonucci's famous at this point Tarot Lab. That'll be here on Sunday. Another by donation divination class. The pioneer of this method, frankly. The following Sunday on the 19th, you can come in and grab your Reiki 1. If you ever wanted to start your Reiki journey, this is a great way to do it. The following Saturday, the 25th, the by donation astrology class. That is by our illustrious Adam, the astrologer. He's fabulous. The following Sunday, there's a Reiki share. So if you've got your Reiki and you just want to do some trades with people, come in. I don't care if you're a first, second, or third degree, just come on in. It's good. And there's a palmistry class later the same day on the 26th. Sunday the 2nd, we're starting a new series. It's Gardnerianism 101 type stuff. So if you're interested in that path, it's happening before the store even opens at 10 a.m. for 1 hour and 1 hour only. Why? Because I have to record something on Sunday at 11:15. I will see you there. We'll do a live there. But Gateway to the Gods, it's happening also on the 2nd. This last time we had a great time. We did African Dream Route, one of my favorites. Who knows what we'll be doing next time? If you're interested, send me your registration and your vote, and we will do what we can do. Also, we will be having a class on Cyprian the Mage. So this is a historic grimoire. It's going to be taught by our tarot reader, Ravenwolf. He's fantastic at this. And we've got a 2-volume set of Cyprian the Mage's testaments, his writings and works, and they will be discounted for people taking that class. I know. It's going to be an exciting day. Saturday the 8th, we'll have runes again. But the reason I'm going this far is Saturday, the 15th of next month, the Jerry Trunk Show. And I've got to show you. Oh my gosh. I've got two more things. So we have a ton of stuff from Jerry. I mentioned her with the little 3 metal rings and the bracelet. When she retired, we were in our previous location. We had tons of space. So we could display a lot of stuff of hers. There's stuff I can't fit on the floor. There are so many scarves. There are so many bags. Did you want a heavier scarf than what we've got out right now? They'll be there. Did you need it maybe for your darkly minded friend, your friend who needs things in grays and blacks? It's okay. Balance that out by getting this nice little purple one for that person you love. And honest to God, the best mittens I have ever owned. They are wool. They are knitted wool. And I can hear you out there because I have the same reaction. Oh my God, I'm allergic to wool. I'm going to itch all day. No. They are lined. You can't see it very well, but they are lined with fleece. These are the warmest, coziest, most comfortable mittens. Some of them have a pop-off top and fingerlings so that your fingers are half covered. Some are just, many of them are just mittens.
Guitar gloves.
Guitar gloves. They are mostly black, white, and gray, but there might be a few rainbows left in there. I haven't checked. So Jerry's Trunk Show, come get a ton of your holiday shopping done Saturday the 15th, right in this room in our classroom gallery, which, gosh, I hope is finished by then. And an event that is not happening here, but I think you should know about anyway. On October 25th, that is a Saturday. I'm looking at my notes. Saturday, October 25th, down the block from us, we are going to do a seance at the Recovery Bike Shop. They invited us. They wanted to do it. So they've got the tickets. We've got tickets too for it. We're capping it at 20 people max. So check it out online if you're interested, or go to Recovery Bike Shop if you're interested and get your tickets from one of us. It's going to be so much fun. The only thing we're not doing is ye old candle flickering thing, because I have this attitude of, okay, I'm imagining myself as a ghost, right? I'm a ghost. I'm in this place, and I want to let you know I'm here. But it's 1850. Those drafty houses, I can manipulate a wind to go into that room, no problem. Because there's holes everywhere. It's like living in Swiss cheese almost. We do not live that way.
No.
We live in very tightly sealed houses. So I don't care how hard that ghost works. We're not going to flicker a candle. Unless they have some very specialized skills. So that's some of the stuff that's coming up. New things that have come in. There's some new releases, and I grabbed a couple to show you. They're both decks. This one is Girl Power. So this reminds me of like a very practical educational deck my parents bought me when I was a girl to tell me that it was okay to strive. Important women in history. It was mostly American and British women, and it was, I don't know, maybe 95% white ladies. Don't really remember. All very nice ladies.
I say, but at least they're ladies.
Yes, they were all ladies. And, the woman who helped found Bethune-Cookman, which is a HBCU, is in there. So not everybody was entirely white. But we're talking about an American person who is black, so I'm not going to pretend she's not probably partly white. I think we got to get over that and accept it. And this one gets into pop stars as much as it does historical figures, just to let you know. So it's kind of a fun look at feminine power. And the Fairy Tale Tarot, which is a nice one, probably meant to replace something like the Forest Fairy Tale Tarot, which has gone out of print. And the last one we have is sitting on a box, getting ready to be shipped far, far away. I think it was a $70 deck when we valued it and put it up online. So is what it is. And the last thing we'll go over before we get to chatting is something I have been neglecting. I have been forgetting to do, folks, and I apologize. The reader schedule, the fabulous readers. So you can get readings here of various kinds. They are $2.50 a minute plus tax. So you can set a limit if you want. And we've even got charts up that show you what the fee will be, what the tax will be, and what that will be totaled. So you can kind of estimate, I want a 15-minute reading, I want a 30-minute reading, whatever it is you're looking for. But on Mondays, we have Dream Interpretation from Morpheus. That's from 2 to 6. He's delightful. Tuesdays are split between Ravenwolf from noon to 3, and he does tarot. He's fabulous. Jesse comes in from 3 to 6 for our rune readings. He is our only rune reader, and he has really taken off. I'm excited to see what happens with his work. Thursdays, Heather's here from 3 to 6 doing tarot, and she is delightful. really wants to do a good job for you is the best thing I can really say about her. She really is fun. Friday, Ravenwolf is back from 1 to 4. And Saturday, we've got Margaret doing tarot readings from 3 to 6. And she is rapidly giving our most experienced reader a run for his money. So she's also been really popular lately. If there's not a reader here and there are at least 2 staff people on, odds are at least one of them has already auditioned and been vetted as a reader. So you might still be able to get a reading as long as there's still two staff here, even if it's like today when we don't really have a reader scheduled and might use that table for other projects. But that's them, guys. They are a blast. I highly recommend each and every one of them. But we're really here to talk to Emrys Abner about books, pentacles, and altar plates.
Yeah, those are the things I do most.
Fabulous stuff. And so your book is coming out.
Yeah.
Solomonic Pentacles, right?
Friday's the launch date.
And they're being shipped here right now. So I'm very excited. So there should be a couple boxes here. And quite frankly, your publisher is in town, on the other side of town. So if I don't have them, I will drive over and get them.
We know where they live.
Yes. We'll be checking. If I don't have them by 10 a.m. on Friday and I don't see a scheduled arrival for Friday, that's what I'll be doing after I drop my high schooler off at high school. I'll be tootling over there, having called them. Give me my 20 bucks. So we will have a couple stacks of those for you guys to delve into and start to explore. But your really big goal with all of this, it seems to me, has always been to make ceremonial magic something people can start using rather than studying first.
Yes.
You're going to study it if you're interested in it, but
like with anything. But I mean, my approach to Solomonic Pentacles is not too different from my approach, because before I did this, I was a school teacher. And I primarily taught in middle schools, and most of what I taught was songwriting. And most of the kids that came to me had never written a song before. They thought it would be a cool thing to try, maybe, or whatever. But, and I also did some guitar instruction and stuff like that. But my approach with songwriting and guitar was always like, let's start out with something that you can be successful with right away.
Yeah.
Because nothing builds confidence like success.
Yeah.
And we all start small, right? Like when we start learning our letters, we don't start by writing sentences. We write by writing the letter I, and then we move on to E. Like there's steps, right? And it's kind of scaffolded for you so that along the way you can go, oh, I did it. All right, I think I can try something a little harder. Oh, I can do that too. And then slowly but surely you start feeling like, wait, I'm actually good at this. This might actually be a thing I can do.
But it's tough to hit that point if the first thing you get is criticism or a project that's in your head but beyond your current capabilities.
Yeah.
You just get frustrated. This is I would liken it to like learning a musical instrument. If you want to learn guitar, the first person who ever, and I cannot play guitar, make this clear, can't do that. In fact, because I was a music major and I played woodwinds, I had to make a choice not to play guitar because it would wreck my fingers for that job.
Mm-hmm.
But the first thing someone did is they taught me how to play an incredibly simple melody line. That's all they did.
Yeah.
I can still play that melody line.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it feels good to succeed at that. And I think this works the same way. I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if a kid came to me asking to play guitar and they'd say, what's the first song I should learn? I'd say, well, what do you like? Let's play that first. We'll do a simple version. And then eventually they start going, well, I want to do this other thing I like. Great. In order to get there, let me teach you a couple of little tricks, and that's how you get to fundamentals. You don't teach fundamentals first and then go, here, learn all this boring stuff. And then after you've mastered all of the boring stuff, we'll get into the stuff that you actually are interested in.
Yeah, just do scales and arpeggios for the next 5 years and then we'll talk.
And I think that's kind of how Solomonic magic has worked in the past. Like, here's this grimoire and this other one and this other one and this other one, and you must learn them all and follow all the rules and do 14 days of fasting and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, and are your robes made of the right fabric?
Yes.
Is it the right day? Did you use
Right.
enough hyssop?
Yeah, the right metal, the right, and eventually, I think people that want to get into it because of a desire to make their life better look at it and go, "Oh, forget it."
Yeah, that's not making my life better. It's making it more complicated and harder to deal with things.
Yeah,
because I have all of this on top of what's already bothering me.
Yes, and so my goal in writing this book was to say, all right, let's take a look at these complex procedures. Let's just kind of take the old-ish style language, modernize it somewhat so it's easier to read, and then we can understand what's actually going on, and then we can look at the operations and go, all right, what of this still makes sense? Because a lot of these operations, they came from a Greek text called the Hygromantia, which predates the Pentacles. A lot of people are under the assumption that the Pentacles and the rituals around the Pentacles are the same thing because Mathers and Crowley put them together.
Don't want to blind anybody, but I did want to show one of them.
That's the 4th of Jupiter.
Yep.
But they put them together, and they weren't the only ones to put those two things together, but they put out the definitive edition during their time with the Golden Dawn, and then people said, okay, this is the Greater Key of Solomon. Newsflash, there are hundreds of versions of the Greater Key of Solomon, all these places over the world, different languages, different time periods, different cultures. Some have pentacles, some don't, right? Because they had two different textual transmission lines,
pathways, yeah,
and then they merged at some point in history. We don't know when that was yet.
Yeah.
Historians are still trying to figure it out.
And as a result, there are duplicate things that are not duplicates of each other, but they're close. It's sort of like this dude over here had the same training as this dude way over here, and they're never going to meet, they're never going to talk, but they both wrote down what they knew, what worked for them, what was practical, and they called it the same thing. And it's not just the Key of Solomon. There are other books like that in ceremonial magic, especially, and this guy, his work was transmitted past him. So you can see that line of progression, and this guy died alone. And no one ever, so we've unearthed this manuscript, and it's great, and it almost agrees with that one over there, but doesn't, because it has somebody else's perspective. And that's the difference. That's really the only difference, is the difference of perspective and what was practically available at the time for each of them.
Yeah, and so when we look at the text and we say, where was it developed and who was writing it and in what context, might highlight some of those differences and then boil down what's the essence of the ritual. And remember that a lot of these rituals were made during the Renaissance before we had a lot of the basic sciences we have now.
Yeah.
So some of the things that are in the rituals don't make sense anymore because science has disproved the thing that they were based on, or not disproved, but maybe just clarified,
or even just made it easier to accomplish. So it's not mystical anymore. It's not magical to us because it's something they got right. But we all do it every day now.
Yeah.
So, and
there are things also that the grimoires don't account for, like technological advances would be one. There are lots of people out there who will like to invent rules about things. And one of those rules I see invented is you can't make a pentacle on a machine or with a laser or with and I'm going, wait a second. You're telling me that people in the 1400s had laser machines, they wouldn't use them?
These were the richest people generally in their immediate society. These were not laborers doing this.
And the way they would interpret a laser is that you are focusing the energy of the light of the divine into this beam to create the pentacle. That would have been the most holy way to make the pentacle.
Easily. Now, if you're living in dangerous times, because I have also read entries in different traditions of they must be made of wax. If you're living in dangerous times, you need to be able to chuck it in a fire. Absolutely.
Make your stuff out of wax.
Yes. So if the worst of people's fantasies about the United States right now come true in the next few years, start making everything out of wax is what I'm going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, I agree with you. I think a laser would be preferred by anyone doing ceremonial magic from if they're taking a historical perspective and they're putting it in context.
Yeah, I mean, because we gotta. I mean, I think it was Dion Fortune who said that we should respect tradition but not feel hidebound by it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where I think my book's coming from is let's respect what's there and also look at it through our modern lens and go, what's practical for us now?
Yeah.
And how can we tweak these rituals so that people in the modern day can perform them easily with the stuff they have on hand and not feel like they need to drop thousands of dollars on gear just to get a result.
Yeah.
Which I know seems weird coming from a person who makes gear. You'd think I'd want people to buy
money.
more.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want. I want people to explore this spiritual tradition and own it for themselves. And tools are part of that, certainly. Yeah. But the real tool is us.
Yeah, exactly.
And even though I'm a tool maker, I never want to lose sight of that because I think that is such an important, maybe the most important part about magic is the autonomy, the agency that we give ourselves to control our own destiny and be co-creators in the universe. And you don't want to give that agency up to a tool.
No.
A tool can help.
In flesh or metal.
Yeah, no, and tools can help, and tools are, and pentacles are great. These are what I like to call, set it and forget it magic. Because let's say I've got this fourth pentacle of Jupiter. Most people use it for it's listed for abundant wealth, and I would caution people that the abundant wealth they speak of in the fourth pentacle of Jupiter is a multiplicative type of wealth. So it only works if you already have money. If you want the second of Jupiter and the first of Jupiter have more of that startup energy. And so if you're in a place where you don't have a lot of money and you'd like to get some, second or first. If you have money, you'd like to grow it, fourth. But I can set my intention for growing my wealth on this pentacle, and then I can put it in a safe space, let it do its work, and I can forget about it. Mm-hmm. And it works in perpetuity in the background, and I don't have to keep on doing rituals for the same thing. Right. I can actually do the, everybody always says after you do a working, do your best to put it out of your mind. Don't lust for results. Well, pentacles make that easy. Yeah. You do it, you put it away, out of sight, out of mind. It's working, mm-hmm. and you can have faith that it's working. Yep. But you don't have to mother hen it.
No. And if 3 months later you want to add another layer on, you can add another layer on. That's fine. Yeah. But yeah, that idea of constantly having to check back to see if it's working, it's counter. What you're saying to the situation is, I don't really think it's going to work. Mm-hmm. And if you don't really think it's going to work, it's not going to work because you're the primary tool there. It is your will that you're enacting, your will that's asking for the help, your will that's encountering whatever this draws, depending on which one you're grabbing. And if you're telling all of that, this might work. Why would that angel help you? Why would that why? Might work? Apparently you don't think much of me. I'm going to sit this one out. Thank you very much. It would be my response.
Well, I mean, it'd be like if somebody commissioned me to make an altar plate for them, and then they said, but okay, I know that I've ordered the plate and I know that I've already paid you the money, but can you draw? Do you I don't know. I don't have faith that you can draw well. And I go, well, then why'd you ask me?
Yeah.
If my skills are not up to the task, then maybe you should ask somebody else. You know,
Mhm.
and angels kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, I'm happy to help. Oh, you don't think I can do it? Well, I guess you're right.
Yeah. I think I'd rather go get a beer. Thanks.
Um,
We're just gonna pause the whole process. So
But-
yeah, I think you're shooting yourself in the foot. You
Yeah.
can do that kind of thing. It's one thing if, because I do just want to clarify, I do advise people to repeat a thing again and again. Often it's in the context of severing some kind of relationship. They've discovered that one of their friends has really been using them and is manipulative and is not a good person. I will tell people, and I do this frequently in the shop, by all means, buy the sage, buy whatever it is you want to get. But I also want you to pick a symbol. I don't care what symbol it is. It doesn't have to be a symbol to anyone but you that you can draw with your finger. And every time you think of this person, I want you to draw the symbol and know that you're banishing the person from your life. Whether they are sending energy to you, trying to reconnect with you, or your subconscious is just ruminating over the time you spent and wasted on this relationship. And you're going to do that 500 times the first 2 days. And then you're going to do it 100 times the third day and 50 times the fourth day. And it's going to drop off because it's reinforcing your magic. You can reinforce your magic, I think, very safely and carefully. But yeah, if you're using something like this, or you're doing, say, a candle spell, when it's done, you've done the work. You need to give it the time it needs to unfold and actually have the effect you're looking for. So again, if you want to add a layer on later, fine. But first, let it do its thing.
Yeah, and there's a book that just came out by an author, Anthony Rella, called Slow Magic.
Good author, good book. Yes.
He was just on my podcast, and we had a great discussion about giving stuff time and working with time as a function of your magic. It was a great discussion, and it reinforced for me that principle of things don't work when we're desperate, and they do work when we take our time.
Yeah. You give everything a chance to unfold appropriately, because let's say you are doing magic to enhance your wealth in some way. You picked the right pentacle of Jupiter for the type of work you're doing. Okay, you've picked the first pentacle of Jupiter on Friday because you're gonna go play pull tabs. All right, I would give it 1 or 2 weeks if you play pull tabs every Friday to get that downfall. But if you're working with something like this, where you're looking to expand on your own wealth, then you're going to invest in something, in my mind. You're going to buy some stocks. You're going to invest in a small business. Thank you, Adrian and Scott, for doing so. That takes time to unwind. It takes time. Are they going to get a massive return on their investment this year? No, they're not. We're making it work right now. And we're recovering and growing, recovering from COVID and other things and growing. And that return will come. But it's not going to come by December. It's going to take time.
No, I mean, I think to put it in perspective, I did a working to grow my my crafting business, and it took about 1.5 years.
That makes sense.
But at the end of the 1.5 years, we had built a whole workshop studio facility on my property, and now when I go to work, I just walk out the front door. And
that is its own form of wealth and prosperity.
It really is. But it took time for all that to happen. We had to line up the finances. We had to, doing stuff, getting the permits and stuff takes time, building plans, collating materials, there's this whole process that has to happen in order for the thing you want to be realized to actually be realized. And if you're willing to wait for the big stuff, it'll happen for you. If you're expecting the big stuff to happen next week, you're gonna be very disappointed.
Falls out of the sky. Well, and going back to music as our analogy, you're going to start with some easy wins, yes, but ultimately, if you want to play amazing music, to a large audience, you are going to be spending time on those scales and arpeggios. There is no substitution for fundamentals. And that means you're going to put in hours of work. You're not going to walk out on a stage and be a star because you wanted to be this afternoon, tonight. That's not,
No,
none of that works that way.
No, but that's one of those cool things that happens. So once, whether it's music or magic, once you get over the hump of having those first few successes, you've got some confidence. You then turn back towards whatever practice or discipline it is, and you go, all right, how can I level up? What's the next skill thing I can do? And you find that eventually you start wanting to do
Yes.
the arpeggios and
Yeah.
scales, because you realize in order to play those things I want to play, I have to learn these basic skills. And in order to do the rituals I want to do, at some point you have to dig into the material
Yeah.
and you have to do a deep dive. But at that point, you're doing it because you want to and not because you feel you have to start.
Yes.
And I think that I'm hoping that my book gets people over that hump to the point where they go, I'm ready to dive deep.
Yeah.
And then when you want to, there are so many great books out there that do dive deep.
Yeah.
Especially stuff by Stephen Skinner. Love that guy.
Skinner and Peterson would
Yeah.
be the top two translators I would point to again. Rankine, also
Yes.
good. I mean, there's some good people, but yeah, those are the two I would always point to first. And Joseph Peterson has attended some of those author salons we were talking about before we started here. We're hoping to start those up again soon so you can meet multiple authors. But this Friday is a party just for the book launch. I'm so excited for this. So, and like I said, we'll have some light nashes, and there's a ton of restaurants in the immediate area. So, they can always step out, grab a bite if they get starving.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll have a few beverages here, some punch of some kind. Usually there's wine. I don't know. It varies.
We'll hang out. We'll
Yeah.
talk magic. We'll make some music. It'll be it'll be a good time.
It'll be fun. It'll be so much fun. So yeah, and I did randomly grab the Jupiter Pentacle. I just want I could reach that one.
Oh no! And you also
Yep.
grabbed
Yep.
another interesting. This is the I'm having trouble with the backwards camera thing. So this is the what I call the Shem wheel. So this is all the names or the tri-letter combinations that make up the names for the angels of the Shem Hamathrash, which is the 72 letter name of God. And on the back, oh my gosh, I'll figure it out eventually.
It's weird.
And on the back is the Anabacoac wheel with the 42 angels of the 42 letter name, which is derived from a very special Jewish prayer.
So, and why would I use this one?
Well, it's one of the only ones I wear every day. And the way I think about it is I do so much work with these particular groups of angels. It's just nice to have them close.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm having a situation where I feel like I need to call on one of them, instead of remembering which of the 120 some angels I need to call directly specifically for that particular purpose, because they have so many, I just kind of grab my pentacle with all of them on it and go, you know which one of you I need. You guys, we've done this before. I need some help, y'all. And they most of the time they know what they're doing. I like wearing that. It's kind of the all-purpose all-purpose talisman in my mind. And Magus does have a couple of stuff from the Acoustic Alchemist too, which is my my crafting shop, and you can check out some of those neat things. Like this is
two for you guys to see.
This is a fun one. I like this. This is my Enochian spirit board. So you can see that it's got all of the letters of the Enochian alphabet underneath their English equivalents and how to pronounce them, including their numerical values, so that if you want to converse with angels in their own language, you can certainly do that. There are, I believe, actually on Joseph Peterson's website, there is a downloadable version of the Enochian dictionary. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying it's an easy way to communicate, but it is fun.
It is fun. Well, and I should say, The Enochian language, that whole angelic language, was developed and discovered by Dr. John Dee and his assistant during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I of Britain. So that gives you an idea of how old it is and how long it's been in use. And people still refer to it and still work with it and get a lot out of it. So it's a valuable system to play with.
It is. You get different information this way than you get using a traditional spirit board. And I think of it like talking to someone in their native language versus talking to someone in a learned language. They're just going to be able to express themselves more fully, more exactly.
Yeah.
And assuming you've got a good translation, you're getting the benefit of that. But it's also neat just to kind of strengthen your bond with those angels and meet them on their turf a little bit.
So it's respecting what's going on.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like if you go abroad and if you're only going to spend 2 days in France, they don't expect you to learn French to order a baguette, right?
Right.
But if you can just pick up a few phrases so that you can, get a few words out in their language, you could try in their language, it's appreciated.
Yeah.
I think this is the same kind of deal.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, angels are going to look at us going, well, you don't speak Enochian very well, but gosh darn it, you're so cute for trying.
And of course, the more you do it, the better
you're
going to
get
get at it. So
yes.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
And then I brought in one because I think it's very impressive looking, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is the one with the 6 blank spots on it. It's 6 black spots on it.
Oh,
that's my favorite. I just get a kick out of that one. So talk about this one, and then if you can talk about that one, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah. So this is my wealth and prosperity board, and so in the center you'll see the sigil of Metatron, flanked by 6 divine names and the Star of David that signifies the intersection between that which is above and that which is below. In the margins of those are the names of a whole bunch of different spirits. And then around the circumference, there are sigils for different spirits. The Goetia spirits are in silver, and the Shem and Anabacoac angels. And I think I've actually got a few angels of the Decans on here too that are in the gold. Yeah. And then you can kind of see here on the spokes for each is the name for the spirit that's on that seal and what they do.
So you don't have to look it up.
Phrased as an intention already. So, for an example, there is an angel of the Deccan called Mina Karai. And right next to their sigil, it says, provide me with ongoing financial stability. Another angel named Nundahar, make me be seen as trustworthy and integrous. All of these things, all the spirits on this board have some aspect that can either increase your reputation, your abundance, your feeling of abundance, your feeling of self-worth, things that contribute to success, abundance, and wealth. And it's all phrased as an intention already. So you don't even have to set the intention. It's literally baked into the board already for you. All the homework's been done.
I love that about these boards, because you've even got boards that have bits of the script you might traditionally want to say.
Yeah, so
into it.
Yeah, so there's a board called the Easy Ritual Altar Plate. It's one of my most popular ones, and it has all of the text for a magical operation written into the board with movable parts on there so you can customize it to what you want to do. But then the goal of the thing is, if you're not familiar with a magical operation, you can just read the board from bottom to top, and that is the ritual. So you literally don't need anything else. You just use the board and your own will, and it's ready to go. So I tried to make it as easy as possible. Yep. People get started, and that board has limited functionality.
Yeah.
right? So you get to a point where you're comfortable doing that much and you go, what else can I do?
And if you've been working on success and wealth and abundance, then you've got a little more spare cash and you can come and get the rest of the stuff you might want to get to expand your practice.
Yeah.
Including, maybe a few medicals and other things, books. So there's wonderful tools out there for this, but it is time. We have reached the end of our time. So I must do the traditional goodbye that we have here now. So on behalf of myself and Emrys and the staff here at the store, this is Liz at Magus Books and Herbs and in Minneapolis and at magusbooks.com. We all thank you for being your best magical you, because you make the world better every day by being so. And of course, we thank you for doing the little magical things you can do right now for absolutely no cost to you. You know what they are. Say them with me. The likes, the subscribes, the shares, the comments. And so look forward to reading your comments. And I will include a link in this, if I can, to the event, to the book, and some of the other pieces that you might want to pick up if you're more interested in ceremonial magic and expanding your practice with the tools made by this gentleman right here. So with that, we say blessed be, and we'll see you Friday.